Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to
Spot that serial.
This is the show where we take two contestants, run them through multiple tasks, ask them questions, observe them in social situations, and at the end, you guys get to vote on who the serial killer is. Winner of your votes?
It's a life sentence in prison.
But hey, you already knew that. Let's meet those contestants!
You're talking a lot, but you're not saying anything. When I have nothing to say,
Hey guys, my name's Benson, alright? You know, a few of my interests, I guess. I like boogie boarding. Oh yeah, did I mention boogie boarding? Hell yeah.
Hello, my name is Jonathan. A few of my interests are I like to scrapbooking and collecting stamps and periodically opening the garage for long periods of times.
Everyone give a warm welcome to Benson and Jonathan. So boys, our first test tonight actually took place backstage. You see, we set up a dartboard in the waiting room and wanted to see how they would react. So, roll the footage.
Hey, you know who did that?
I don't know.
I mean, that's awful, the nerve that some people have. I mean, you know, I don't know who would do such a thing.
Okay.
It's not looking good, ladies and gentlemen. You see, Jonathan, lack of remorse is a common trait that serial killers share, and can be used to spot a serial killer. Now hold up there, Benson. Lack of responsibility is also a fairly common trait among serial killers. So don't get too excited there. Anyway, folks, on to our next segment. What's up, guys? Serial killers often don't feel much remorse or guilt for their actions. This is usually due to
Antisocial personality disorder.
which blocks out remorse and guilt from the brain. Classic example of this is Ted Bundy, who once stated, "I don't feel guilt. I feel sorry for those who feel guilt." A lot of serial killers don't take responsibility for their actions. They either don't believe they commit the crime, or they feel that what they committed was not that bad of a crime. John Wayne Gacy is a famous example of one. He once said, "I was cheated out of my childhood. I should have never been convicted of anything more serious than running a cemetery without a license." So earlier today, we sent the contestants out with a camera crew to observe them in some social interactions, you know, and let's see how they did. keeps getting worse, ladies and gentlemen. Jonathan, you weren't looking too sharp out there, my friend. The antisocial behavior is not looking good for your case. Benson, you were actually pretty charismatic and extroverted out there. But you know who else was charming and likable and extroverted? Ted Bundy, ladies and gentlemen. And let's not even talk about that perverted behavior. You know who else showed perverted behavior? Ted Bundy, ladies and gentlemen. Extreme antisocial behavior is commonly found in psychopaths. A famous example of this is Gary Ridgway, who was guilty of killing 48 women. He had no social connections because of his hatred for mankind. Hey, what's up, guys? A lot of serial killers have a superficial charm to them. They're very charming,
Smooth talking.
excellent conversationalists, but there's no sincerity behind it. Classic example is Ted Bundy. Quite the charming guy. So we actually went through you guys' personal work records and resumes. Jonathan, it's a fairly large stack of paper. Care to explain why you have had so many jobs over the past few years?
I quit. The jobs.
Well, you bring up a good point, Jonathan. Now, Benson, why the sudden shift between working at a skateboard shop to an accountant?
Can I take this? Well, you see, disagreements with my manager. Said I was harassing people. Was I not? That's up for the man upstairs to decide.
All right. What's up, guys? Shiftlessness is another common trait among serial killers. Although they have a high IQ, which we'll get to in a second, they tend to not be able to hold down jobs for very long. But, a classic example of this would be the Golden State Killer, who's worked many jobs throughout his life, many career switches, such as police officer, military personnel, mechanic, truck driver, other ones that I can't remember right now. So we got you guys to run through an IQ test before the show. How do you think you did, Benson?
I don't know, Dave. Why don't you tell me?
All right. Jonathan, how do you think you did?
Yes.
So, Benson, you finished with a score of 115, just above average. Jonathan, you finished with a whopping score of 163. Now calm down, calm down. You know who else had a high EQ? Ted Bundy. What's up, guys? Many organized serial killers have very high IQs, and it's what helps them get away with serial killing for so long. Some of the smartest serial killers include the Unabomber with 167, and the dating game serial killer with 170. So since we are on live television, is there anything you'd like to say to your mothers? Benson? Benson, we're on live television.
Hey, Mom, I love you. I mean, you know how much I love you. I really do. I love you, Mom. I love you.
Ain't that sweet. Jonathan, anything you'd like to say to your mother?
Don't mention it, Carl.
Another thing a lot of serial killers have in common is rough childhoods. Mary Bell once shared a room with her mother, who was a prostitute. The mother would perform
Acts with clients.
in front of her in the same room. She even tried to kill her a few times, but she decided that she could prostitute her daughter off for some extra money. Mary Bell went on to kill a 3 and a 4-year-old boy when she was only 11 years old. Now it's time for the lightning round. Boys, quick. Which stove do you prefer, gas or electric?
Gas.
Gas.
Now that's it for the lightning round. Hey guys. Arson is another common trait serial killers share. Serial killer who went by the name of Bruce Lee burned victims to death. He killed 15 people. One of those even included a 6-month-old baby. Yeah. Alright, so we actually installed some security cameras into you guys' houses and kind of the near area around it. Let's just roll the footage. It's quite disturbing. So, Jonathan, we scoured the forest near your house and we found a lot of animal carcasses. You see, this is very concerning to us. Care to explain at all why you came back in your house after going into the forest with blood on your hands?
I did not do that. I found them like that. I was trying to help them. I found they were previously harmed. I did not harm them in any way or any form. I found them. I was trying to help them, and I did not succeed. Unfortunately, they died. But I tried to help them. I found them like that. It was just lucky timing. Thank you.
He makes a compelling case. Torturing and killing of small animals is by far the most concerning of all the serial killer traits and signs. So if you know anyone who is killing animals, just be careful. Yeah. Yeah, Jeffrey Dahmer did that too. Let's see what Benson has to say. Benson, don't you think you're a little old to be wetting the bed still?
Well, with all due respect, Dave, I don't really see how this relates to being a serial killer, and, well, as a matter of fact, I think you're full of baloney.
Actually, Benson, it has a lot to do with being a serial killer. Bedwetting can be linked to serial killing. Once someone passes the age of 12 and is still wet in the bed, it's slightly concerning. However, you shouldn't be too concerned if your kid's wet in the bed past the age of 12.
However,
57% of serial killers wet the bed until an unusual age. So now it's time to vote on who you think the serial killer is. Everyone?
lock in those answers.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, the votes are in. The one who will be facing a life in prison is Jonathan. The one who will be serving
A life sentence in prison
is